Everybody's Fool, 2016, is a novel by Pulitzer Prize-winning author Richard Russo. It is the second book in Russo's North Bath trilogy and is set in the quirky, troubled town of North Bath, New York. The tragicomic narrative unfolds over a single Memorial Day weekend, following a group of characters as they navigate their complex relationships with their community and their own emotions. The novel explores existential themes, questioning the connections between the living and the dead, as well as humanity's mortality and the value of moral action in an unpredictable world. A sequel to Nobody's Fool, 1993, which was adapted into a film in 1994 starring Paul Newman, the book is followed by Somebody's Fool, 2023. The story begins with Douglas Raymer, the police chief of North Bath, attending the funeral of Judge Flatt, with whom he had a strained relationship. Raymer arrives late, distracted by his involvement in a search for Mayor Moynihan's wife, Alice, who is mentally ill. The cemetery reminds him of his late wife, Becca, who died in a freak accident after telling him she was leaving him for another man. Raymer becomes obsessed with a garage door opener Becca left behind, convinced that traveling across the town will somehow activate the door of her lover's garage. Meanwhile, Sully Sullivan, a longtime resident, is spending his final days in Hattie's Diner, owned by his ex-lover Ruth. Despite their past, Sully and Ruth remain friends. The diner's peaceful atmosphere is disrupted when Roy Purdy, a notorious woman abuser and Ruth's former son-in-law, barges in demanding free food. Just as tensions rise, the town is rocked by a minor earthquake. A gas line explosion at the old mill causes a wall to collapse on Roy's car, while Raymer faints into Judge Flatt's open grave. A clerk at the police station, Charisse, informs Raymer that strange activity had been reported near the old mill. After investigating, Raymer discovers that his apartment building, the Morrison Arms, is infested with snakes belonging to a black market animal salesman. Charisse offers Raymer to stay at her house, where he learns from Charisse's brother Jerome, a police liaison to the nearby Schuyler Springs, that the North Bath Police Department will soon be incorporated into Schuyler Springs, resulting in job cuts and demotions. That night, a thunderstorm passes over town. Raymer is struck by lightning and finds his personality split in two: the conscientious but ineffectual Douglas, and the more ruthless, self-centered, and youthful Dougie. Janie and Roy spend the night together, and Ruth discovers them the next morning. She screams at Roy, who retaliates violently, striking her in the head repeatedly with a glass. Sully hits Roy over the head with a frying pan, saving Ruth. Roy makes a getaway before the police get to the scene. Ruth is rushed to the hospital, where she is lucky to survive. Roy schemes to get back at Sully by setting his trailer on fire while he is away. At the same time, Sully looks for Roy while suffering worsening cardiac symptoms. He passes out and is picked up by an ambulance. Ruth's husband, Zach, goes looking for Sully at his trailer to tell him about Ruth. Instead, he finds Roy inside the trailer. Realizing his motives, Zach sets fire to the trailer while Roy is still inside, killing him. Thanks to Dougie, Raymer catches the black market snake salesman the next day. Raymer also discovers that his wife was in love with Jerome, and that Charisse knew but kept silent out of loyalty for her brother. Charisse admits her love for Raymer, and the two begin a relationship. Sully makes it through a risky heart surgery and comes out on the other side miraculously healthy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.